All right. Okay, so these 5 assignments, 1 quiz, 4 assignments, 1 through 22, 237 to 238, 10, 11, 12, and 13 on 241, 1 through 5 on 249, 286, 1 through 10. Okay? It's 3 weeks worth of work. Obviously, make sure you get it caught up. By the end of the week, it's gonna be, you're gonna only be able to get 80% of it back. Okay, so get it done. I'm here, I'm back, I'm healthy, I'm here to help. It shouldn't be difficult. There's things that we've worked on already. So let's take a look. This is gonna be graded for accuracy. So let's make sure we know how to do it. Let me take a look here. Let's take a look here. And then so I will be giving you these exact type of questions, but with different numbers, and that will be your quiz and your test. So we're dealing with inequalities here, and an inequality is kind of like an equal sign, but not. All right. So instead of having an equal sign, which is like the scales of justice, where whatever's on the left is equal to whatever's on the right, you're going to have one of 4 symbols. You're going to have the greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to. And depending upon which of these symbols you use, you're going to have either a solid line or a dashed line. Can anybody tell me, is it the left side or the right side is a dashed line? Left side is a dashed line. Why? Because if it's greater than, we're only concerned with what's above the line, the shaded region above the line. If it's greater than, not what's on the line, okay? If it's a greater than symbol, if it's on the line, then that means it's equal to the function. But if it's greater than, then it's just the dashed stuff above it. I mean the shaded region above it. So our solution set is an infinite number of answers within this shaded region. That's why. That's the output. Our output, our solution sets, our output is what's above the region. So let's go ahead and draw this. Let's find the equation for this, or the inequality for this. Okay? What is our y-intercept? Because remember, there's 2 things that we need to know. When you have a slope-intercept form equation, you've got, so you have y equals mx plus b. There's 2 pieces of information we need. The x and the y remained x and y, and those are our placeholders for our input and our output. Okay, but then we have an m and the b. What is the m and what's the b?
The b is a y.
The b is a y-intercept, that's right. And our y-intercept is our output when x equals 0. Because when x equals 0, this goes away. And y, our output, equals our y-intercept. Does that make sense? And when x equals 0, which is along this line, right? This is x equals 10. This is x equals negative 10, right? But when x equals 0 in the middle, our output is our y-intercept, whatever it may be. Our output is our y-intercept. So input 0, output is our y-intercept. Okay? So our y-intercept, you said it was negative 2. So y, is it going to be greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to? We got above a dashed line. Above a dashed line. Greater than, a dashed line. So we want what's above the line but not on the line. So y is greater than, now we need a slope. All right, well, our m, our slope is, so we start here, and if you look, it goes up 1 and runs 4. Rise 1, so slope, m equals our slope, which is equal to rise over run. And we rise 1 and we run 1, 2, 3, 4. So what's our slope? Rise 1, run 4. What's the slope?
2.
That's our y-intercept, is negative 2. If we're rising 1 and running 4, what's our slope? 1/4. 1 over 4. So we write it like this. 1 over 4x minus 2. Y is greater than 1/4 x minus 2. And that's this graph. This graph represents y is greater than 1/4 x minus 2. The first thing you can do is if you're drawing an inequality or graphing an inequality, the first thing you do is treat it like it's just a y equals mx plus b. Treat it like a regular equation. Figure out what your line is. Then figure out if it's dashed or colored. And then figure out if you're going to draw above it or below it. If you're going to shade above it or below it. That's how we do inequalities. That's how we graph inequalities in 2 variables. So now that we have this will help us, and there's a couple of different ways we can answer this. Now, what are they asking us specifically on this question? They're asking us which of the following solutions, which of the following are solutions to this linear inequality? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 choices, and you can select none of them, or all of them, or some of them. So we have y is greater than 1/4 x minus 2. What are 2 different ways that I can figure out whether or not these coordinates are solutions or not? Yeah, look on the graph. See if they're on the graph. See if it's within the shaded region, then it is a solution. Right? That's one way to do it. So let's look at number 1. Or A. A says 0, 0. 0, 0 is right here. Is that a solution? Yeah. That's a pretty easy one. Here's a question. If our solution is on the dashed line, is it a solution?
No.
No, it's not. Because we're only concerned, solution-wise, what is above that dashed line. So let's look at 4, -1. 1, 2, 3, 4, -1. That looks like it's on the graph. Or I can't be sure. I'm not sure if it's on the graph or not. It looks like it. Let's take the headphones out, please. So 4, -1. So if it looks like it's on the graph, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to check it. The way I check it is by plugging in the x and the y. So I got 4, -1. 4, -1. Which one's x and which one's y?
X is, yeah, full and negative.
All right, so this is x and this one's y, right? And that's called a coordinate set. Those are coordinates. Which one's my input? Which one's my output? X is my input. Y is my output, right? Anything that x can be is my domain. Anything y can be is my range. Just as a little review. So what I'm going to do is I've got these coordinates now. I've got 4, -1, and I'm going to input it. I'm going to input my x and y into my equation, in my inequality, and see if it's true or not. And if it works, if it's true, if my inequality statement works, then it is a solution. So let's take a look. -1. All right, so here's my y. I'm going to plug my y in here. And then here's my x. I'm going to plug my x in here. All right? So I've got -1 is greater than 1/4 times 4 minus 2. gonna do my parentheses first, multiplication. What's 1/4 of 4?
What?
1. 1/4 of 4 is 1. What's 1 minus 2?
-1.
1 minus 2 is -1. Is this true?
Yeah. No.
Is -1 greater than -1?
No.
No. Wait, which one are we doing? Oh, that's B. Yeah. -1 is not greater than -1. Therefore, is 4 comma -1 a solution? No. So far I've got 0 comma 0. That was clearly in there. Right? 0, 0. And then I've got now 4 comma -1, which is right here. That's going to be a no. Comprend? Next one. -1 comma 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here. -1 comma 4. Solution or not a solution?
Solution.
-1, 4 is a solution. Yes. So color it in. If you don't have your computers out doing this right now, you're missing out on an opportunity. Casey, do you want me to redirect yours? I know you already did it. All right. Anybody else need a redirect?
No.
For those of you that did it while I was gone, you will be rewarded. For doing your work, even though there was a sub here. Thank you. All right? And y'all know this. This is like for all of your classes. When your teacher is out, go to Google Classroom. Go to Google Classroom. Your assignment will be there every time. So, Casey, Andres, you still got it. Ella, Zariah, I'm gonna redirect yours also. So that way you have an opportunity to get 100%. Everybody should get 100% on this. I am here to help you. That's an easy 100% quiz grade, but you have to show me you know how to do it. All right? It's not just enough to get it done. Even if you have all the questions right, you're gonna have to prove to me that you got it yourself and you understand the material. This is very important stuff. All right, this is ACT stuff, this is LEAP stuff, this is for you. This is not for my health. Okay, next, we have 0 comma -2. That's right here, 0 comma -2. It looks like it's on the line, right? Let's look. 0 is greater than 1/4 -2 minus 2. Oh, I'm sorry. I did that one wrong. I mixed up the X and the Y. I need a bigger eraser marker. Oh, I have one. All right. So let's try this again. 0 comma -2. 0 comma -2. So -2 is my y, and I plug it in. Here's my equation right here. All right, -2 is my y, is greater than 1/4 times 0 minus 2. What's 1/4 of 0? 0.5, right? What's 1/4 of 0? 0, right? So -2 is greater than 0 minus 2. What's 0 minus 2?
-2.
Is -2 greater than -2? No. So this is not an answer. 0 comma -2 is not an answer. 0 comma -2 is not an answer. All right, so far we got A and C. Now we've got E. Let's look at E. Negative 2 comma 0. Negative 2 comma 0. Let me just. Negative 2 comma 0. Let's see if we can put it on there. Let's see. Negative 2 comma 0. So if we're gonna plot the point negative 2 comma 0, it's right here. Negative 2 comma 0, it's right here. Is that a solution? Andres, negative 2 comma 0, is that a solution? Look up here. Negative 2 comma 0, is that within the shaded region? Yes, it is. You see, because here's the line, right? So here's the point that I'm talking about. Negative 2, we do our x first, right? We do our x first. Our x is our left to right. That's the first coordinate, and then we have the second coordinate is our y, and that's our up and down. Our input, then our output. So negative 2 comma 0 is right here. Is that a solution? Yes, it is. So far we got A, C, and E. Last one, negative 4 comma 0. It's right here. Solution or not a solution? Negative 4 comma 0 is a solution. That's right. So A, C, E, F. Easy points. Number 2. It says would kind of line. What kind of line would you use? It should be what kind of line? What kind of line? What kind of line would you use to graph the linear inequality y is less than or equal to 2x minus 4? If something's, let's see, here's the graph. Let me graph that for you real quick. Positive 2x minus 4. What's my y-intercept? Y is less than or equal to 2x minus 4. Negative 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So here is my y-intercept, negative 4 right here. And then what's my rise over my run? What's my slope?
Hey, stink. Get out.
But you weren't here.
I came in class and you wasn't here, so I thought we was on schedule.
You weren't in my class.
But I was here. Like I said, I came in the class and you weren't here, so I thought we were on schedule because it was on lock. Nobody was here.
That's not true. I've been in this class all day. I have not been here for a second.
You can ask Dominic.
What are you talking about? What time did you come in here?
I don't know. I just know you wasn't in here and Dominic was right there.
What time? What are you talking about? Before class?
Yes, sir. So I thought we was on
How you think you're out? Cause they even say that on the
Yeah, y'all remember when we did that?
Right.
You be looking like you be on out, this with you for us. This don't be hard to open, so you.
Okay. Dashed. No, not dashed. Y is less than or equal to 2x minus 4. Y is less than or equal to 2x minus 4. So we've got minus 4 is our y-intercept, right? Y-intercept. Right here. And then what's our slope? What's the slope? 2x minus 4, what's the slope?
2.
Not 1 over 2. 2 over 1. Rise 2, run 1. So here we go. Rise 2, run 1. Rise 2, run 1. Here's our line. Now, it says y is less than or equal to. So is that dashed or does it include 2x minus 1? Is it equal to 2x minus 1 to our solutions? Yeah, it's less than or equal to. So this is a solid line a solid line and y is less than, so we shade under it and we have a solid line. Okay? So this should say solid, or what's the choice? What choices do they give you?
Solid line, border line, dash line.
Yeah, solid line. So it should be solid line for part A. Part B, where would you shade the solutions to the linear equality? We're going to shade it below, right? Because y is less than or equal to. Less than or equal to. So we shade below the solid line. Less than or equal to, so we shade below the solid line. Comprend?
Yes, Lord.
Indeed.
Shade it above.
No, below.
No.
Y is less than or equal to. Look, this is the output. Y is the output, right? So the answers, the solutions, are less than that number. Why is this happening? Get out of here. I woke up, I had a dream last night. I woke up in the middle of the night laughing because I was dreaming about a little Cajun boy named Peloton on a bike.
Man, it was so cold last night. All my sheets was freezing.
It was cold while this is loaded up. Peloton.
I ain't dreaming forever.
So look,
I don't even remember.
does anybody have any questions about these 5 assignments while this is loading up? All right, get those done by the. Oh yeah, you weren't here, Sherman.
I was going to tell when you said that.
Oh, you were here earlier.
I probably
Okay.
wasn't Mr. McGehee. I wasn't
Okay.
here last week.
These need to get done. All right,
Oh,
all of this needs to get done. If you want an easy A, get all that done right now. Get it done by the end of the week. All right, and prove to me that you know how to do all that. Okay, and then your quiz will be from this information. Your test will be from that information. If you want an easy A, learn all that. Come talk to me. I'll show you how to do everything. Why is this not working?
Say you go with those jobs.
I know. All right, here we go. Here we go. Beautiful. All right, we're back in the mix.
Yeah.
There we go. We are back in it.
Oh, $5.
Number 3. Number 3. Where should the linear inequality y is less than or equal to 1/4 x minus 3? Hodges. Where should the linear inequality y is less than or equal to 1/4 x minus 3? Should we shade it above the line or below the line? Y is less than or equal to?
The bottom? The bottom
Yeah,
side.
underneath it. Y is less than or equal to
Oh, which one?
1/4 x. So this is going to be y is less than or equal to is below the line. Okay? What's the slope of this one? 1/4. What's the y-intercept? Not 3. -3. Very good.
I don't even be seeing the little lines sometimes. I can't get
Which of the following linear inequalities matches the graph above? Let's try and do this without looking at the possible answers. Okay? Let's do that. What's the y-intercept of this line? Trinity. What's the y-intercept? -1. All right, so we got a y, we got an inequality, we got something x, and then we got -1. So I need to figure out what inequality and what my slope is. Here's a slope. Here's an inequality. What's my slope? Is this a positive slope or a negative slope? Positive. Stock's going up, right? As we move to the right, my line is going up. So that's a positive slope. So what is the slope? Well, I rise 1, 2, 3, and I run 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. Rise 1, 2, 3, 1. If I rise 3 and I run 1, what's my slope? If I'm rising 3 and I'm running 1.
3 over 1.
So what do I write? Do I write 3 over 1 here?
Yes.
That doesn't look right. What's 3 over 1 the same as? What's 3 over 1 the same as? What's 3 divided by 1? 3 divided by 1 is 3. So my slope, if it's 3 over 1, my slope is 3. And what's my inequality? Is it shaded above, below? It's shaded below. Is it a dashed line or is it solid? It's dashed. If I'm shaded below a dashed line, y is what? Is it greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to?
Greater than.
JV. Greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. If it's shaded below a dashed line. Less than, y is less than 3x minus 1. Y is less than 3x minus 1. If it's less than, it doesn't include the line. Right? If something is less than something, it doesn't include that something. It's just whatever's below it. Right? So that's why it's a dashed line, because it doesn't include it. Okay, so y is less than 3x minus 1. This is our formula. So let's take a look and see which one. So we got y is less than 3x minus 1. So the answer is C. Y is less than 3x minus 1. Does everybody understand how to do that? Okay.
Hold on. C to 4.